maybe he can feed himself. Maybe he can aid himself. Maybe he can pass it forward to somebody else, and that's a positive thing. We also try to make people aware of the injustices going on in the world, and this is sort of this focusing on the negative thing is like if you don't know about the bad things that are going on, how can you fix them?
And if you do know, and you're tired of us constantly bringing up how your parish is moving pedophile priests around, do something to fix it.
Right.
And we won't have to talk about it anymore.
Right.
Stop giving them money to encourage them to hide the problem. That's how you fix it.
Yeah.
I'll bring it up once a week. I'll make it a segment of the show. Here's your latest pedophile priest story until you guys actually start doing something about it.
Well, there's a group called the Freedom from Religion Foundation that publishes a monthly magazine called Free Thought Today, and every month they have 1 or 2 pages in it of black collar crime, which you know about this. You've talked about this, and basically it's all the different scandals and bad things that clergy members of various clergy are involved with, and there shouldn't be such a thing.
You know, you've got Catholics who are, and I hate to pick on them only because I realize we focus on pedophile priests, and they're pedophiles in all sorts of religions and outside religions. But Catholics are particularly bad about it because they're the ones who've been involved in many of the bigger cover-ups and shelving it around. If you're a Catholic, I love you. You're great people. I tend to have a good time when I'm around Catholics. You're not as uptight as Southern Baptists, for sure. You are a little hung up on this idea about contraception, and I have a huge problem with you about that. But if you're a practicing Catholic who thinks that the Catholic Church is God's true church, and you're not up in arms complaining on a regular basis to bishops and elders who are participating in these cover-ups, you're part of the problem. Sorry, I hate to be the bully who's being mean to you. You are part of the problem.
Well, I think it's a sad statistic that giving among Catholic laity to the church went down for a while after the scandal, but it's back up to normal.
Yeah.
So
people have short memories.
I guess, or they've decided to forgive them, even though while many of the pedophile priests have been prosecuted and sent to jail and such. The upper levels of the hierarchy have had no penalty whatsoever.
Yeah.
Maybe they've had to scrape to find money to pay off the victims. Maybe that's the only effect that they've really had.
On the one hand, I could almost be okay with them forgiving them, but the problem is you don't really forgive somebody until they stop doing what they're doing.
Right.
If somebody's hitting you over the head, you don't forgive them on the second stroke if you know there's a third one coming. Until they take the stick out of their hand.
Admit they're wrong.
Forgiveness isn't really an option then. You should be going, hey, stop.
They seem to have the attitude that they answer only to God, and God has forgiven them, and so why should they do anything different? That seems to be the attitude.
I want to go ahead and take this caller who's been holding on for a second, and we'll get back to the charity